Hello everyone. It is Jackie from Pocket of Preschool. It is Jackie from Pocket of Preschool, and tonight's Facebook Live is all about Valentine's Day Play-Doh, and we are going to make Valentine's Day Play-Doh with icing, and then I'm going to tell you a whole bunch of fun things or activities you can do with your Valentine's Day Play-Doh rather than just, make snakes or just normal Play-Doh things. So I'm going to give you some very creative ideas. But first, in the comments, I want you to tell me, one, have you made Play-Doh with icing before? And two, if you have, do you love it? And how long does it last in your classroom? And if you haven't made Play-Doh with icing, tell me in the comments that this would be something new that you might want to try. So tell me in the comments all the things, if you've tried it, if you haven't, if you're excited about it. And then two, if you don't want to make this icing Play-Doh, I'm going to show you here real quick with my mixer how to make it, how easy it is. And then if you don't want to use the icing Play-Doh, you can totally use regular Play-Doh, like homemade Play-Doh. So all of the things. And then all the links at the top. I have a giant Fine Motor Valentine's Day printable in my TPT store that you want to make sure you grab. And there are lots of Valentine's Day freebies on my blog. So make sure you grab all of the printables because apparently I love Valentine's Day and there are a ton of freebies for you guys for this holiday. And I'll link them all in the comments after we're done. So I actually made some today, earlier. So I made, okay, it's not poop. It looks like poop. So I made chocolate with chocolate icing because I didn't want you guys to have to watch me make it. But look, okay, maybe not the brown isn't the best one to show you, but it's very soft. As you can see, it's not sticking to my hands. I made it earlier. It tends to last about a week, I would say, and it smells delicious. If you have kids that eat your Play-Doh, this is a taste-safe Play-Doh. So if you have twos, this would be a really good Play-Doh to use in your classroom because if they eat it, it's totally fine. It's safe. And it's so soft and it's super smooth. It's almost reminds you of like a cloud dough, but it's awesome. So there's and it does flake a little bit, as you can see. It's it does have a little bit more flakes, I think, than like traditional Play-Doh, but look, it's not sticking to the table. And I'm gonna show you some fun ideas to use chocolate Play-Doh with, like candy heart boxes and things. So stay tuned for that. Here is some white or some vanilla Play-Doh I made. It's so soft, so smooth, and again, not sticking to my hands. Well, a little bit, but yeah, it's awesome. So fun, and again, it smells delicious, and again, tastes safe. So if your kids eat it, no worries. So here's how you make it. I'm going to show you with my stand mixer, and I want to make some pink. So I got the pink icing. So you do 2 parts powdered sugar and 1 part icing. So I'm going to measure it to make sure. I tend to eyeball it when I make it, but since I'm making it live, I don't want to mess it up. So like about 1 cup. So if you do 1 cup's icing, you can see there's still some left. So you could I used actually the whole tub of icing for this, but I just want to do it quicker for you guys since you guys are watching, but I want you guys to see how easy it is. And you can totally make this with your class, but I think the hand mix or like a mixer is easier. So if you have a mixer you can use in your classroom, that's perfect. So again, 1 cup icing, and I just used the pink kind. I used just the white earlier. I picked white just so it would be actually white and not like a vanilla or a cream, but you could totally do that. And then you want to do, so if I did 1 cup icing, you're going to want to do 2 cups powdered sugar. So this is a half cup, so I'm going to have to do 4 of them. Oh gosh. And if you guys can totally make this with your kids, it's fun to make Play-Doh with your class. So fun. If it's sticky, add more powdered sugar. if it's too dry, add more icing. And if you want to make it a different color, all you would do would be add food coloring, which I keep my food coloring in a jar just because I'm nervous it's gonna like leak in my cabinet. Put food coloring in, and then you can make any color you want. So yeah, and then now we are just going to mix it. And again, so 2 parts powdered sugar, 1 part icing. So if you do 1 cup of icing, 2 cups of powdered sugar. So exciting. So again, you can totally make this with your kids, with the class. You can kind of tell it's done when it's like pulling away from the sides and kind of pulling together, as you can see. All right, we're gonna check it. So, okay, so this is a little bit dry. So if I was using this in the classroom, I would probably add a little bit more icing, but I don't want you guys to have to, wait through that. So it's good enough. It's just a little bit harder. But look, it is so, look, it's almost like ice. It looks kind of like ice cream. Oh my gosh. And it's still so soft, even though it's like a little bit dry, but look, it's like not really sticking to my hands, a little bit on my fingers. But yeah, oh my gosh, and it smells amazing. If you wanted to make this darker pink, just add some food coloring. But oh my gosh, you guys, so good. I would say there's probably what, 1.5 cups of icing in like one of these tubs. So I would say probably, if you want to use this with like a whole class, I guess it depends on how big your class is. But like if I had like, let's say 10 kids using this for small group, I would probably want to use 3 batches. So this is actually a whole, here, I'll let you guys kind of compare. This is a whole tub of icing, and this is a half of tub. So, yeah, but yeah, so I would probably make the whole tub, maybe 2 colors, maybe a pink and then a chocolate. I know they have like blue. That would be really fun because, I mean, Valentine's Day doesn't have to be just pink. You can totally add in the other color. All right, I'm gonna put this down here. Oh gosh, okay. I'll just scrape it on the ground. I'll clean that up later. So, okay, so now we have our dough, and you guys, look. It's so fluffy. And like I said, it probably would need a little bit more icing, but this is gonna work great. And why do we play with Play-Doh? Tell me in the comments why you tell parents we play with Play-Doh. So 1, great fine motor. Look at all this squeezing, using all these fingers. They're having to squeeze. It's great sensory. It feels good. It smells good. So yeah. So if you did a whole tub of icing, which would probably be like 1.5 cups, of this like pink one, and that's like the funfetti ones are smaller actually than the white ones, are 16 ounce. So for one of these, it would probably be 3 cups of powdered sugar. You can also ask your families to donate icing and powdered sugar. That would be really fun too. And then I also wanted to, let me not make a huge mess here. Okay, hold on. So one thing you can do is add sprinkles. Okay, I wanted some pink sprinkles since it's pink Play-Doh. But you can put hearts in it, put some sprinkles in it. And I wouldn't do this before. I would have your kids knead in the sprinkles. Are they gonna get all over the tray? They sure are. But you know what you could do? You could have them make it a game. Like, can you get all of the sprinkles to stick in your dough? And you could talk about how you could pinch it, and then you stomp on the sprinkles, and then you knead it in. And look at all this great fine motor. But oh my gosh, you guys, so much fun when you add the sprinkles. So fun. So you can add sprinkles. You can add glitter. Obviously, if you have 2s and like you're using this recipe because it tastes safe, obviously do not add glitter. So just a little note there. But if you are using this and your kiddos are not going to be eating it, then you could totally put glitter in it, and that would be even more fun. But look at it when there are sprinkles, and yes, they're falling out. Do sprinkles make it messier? Absolutely. Do they make it more fun? Absolutely. Is this messier than regular Play-Doh? Yes, it is. Is it fun? Yes, it is. Sometimes the mess is worth it, and again, just put it on a tray. If you, these trays I got from Target during back to school. You can use any kind of tray you have in your classroom. You can use lunch trays, anything to kind of contain all of the mess. If you don't want it to be a big mess, don't add the sprinkles. So yeah, so you can make any color you want. So we have this gorgeous, gorgeous Play-Doh. Now, obviously you can do normal things like put it out with rolling pins. You can put it out with a Play-Doh tray. Those are all very, very fun things. And of course, I have a fun Play-Doh tray to show you. So here's a fun Play-Doh tray you could do. So I have some heart cookie cutters. I want to say this was a set one year I got at Michael's. Use your coupons. These are silicone cupcake molds. Some hearts. These I want to say are like Dollar Tree, and then beads. And then you have your Play-Doh. You can also add things like mini erasers are really fun to add in. You can add in things like pom-poms. You can add in these little hearts. I know a lot of kids have Valentines that come in these, or the hearts that go together. I don't think those two do. These two do. A lot of people use them in the sensory table. These are really fun for kiddos to put the Play-Doh inside, and they can smash it in. So if you get Valentines this year, that's actually where I get all mine from, or I've gotten mine from in the past. I just keep the ones that I get from past students, or I pick Valentines that have these, and then I keep any extras, and then I use them for play, but they can put that inside. And then they can also add in the beads, which could be like more sprinkles. And when they're putting the beads in, I see how I'm using all of those muscles to push it in. And then the best part is when you have a Play-Doh tray, they have to clean it up. So they have to use these muscles to get all of it out. And it's actually tricky for them to get it out because they have to problem solve to get the bead out and then just put it back in. Do I worry about the Play-Doh that's stuck in the hole? No, I don't, because usually I have beads that I use just for Play-Doh trays. And what happens too is if you want them for another activity, wait till the Play-Doh dries and it falls out of the little bead hole. So no worries on that. You can also do scissors. You can put scissors out and they can cut the Play-Doh. They can roll snakes and cut the Play-Doh. They can make little cupcakes. Those are always fun. I love the silicone cupcake molds. They are fabulous. I get like a huge pack off Amazon. There's the ones I have are in my Amazon storefront, which is at the top of this link. And then they can stick the hearts in it, and they can put the beads in it, and just so much fun. Like, look at all this great fine motor happening, and they can stick the beads in. Oh, tons and tons of fun things. So those are some ideas like for your basic Play-Doh tray. So let's say you have this out the first week or for a couple days. If you want to take it up a notch or maybe make it even more fun, you can add in some letter stamps. These are from the Target Dollar Spot for a while ago. They're like $3. So let's say they put this in. Here, I'll have to redo it. Or here, I'll make a heart. How about that? Whoops. Oops, Play-Doh. So I got my Play-Doh. I'm gonna roll it with my rolling pin. I get these mini rolling pins from Target. The mini rolling pins are great because they have little hands. So they roll it out. And obviously you would want them to use a tray. I'm not, just because my space is a hot mess. And then they push their cookie cutter in. And then what they can do is use, let me put this up here so you guys can see it. I'll just put them back in here, it's fine. But they can use the letters and they could make their name, they could make their friend's name, they could just do random letters. They could do like Valentine words like love, like I love you. They could stamp their name, like I could do Jackie. But look how they stamp. And you can use any rubber stamps you have in your classroom. But do you see how they're like little conversation hearts, like the one that you buy at the store? So that is another fun idea. You could put these candy hearts out. I always have some that I keep for sensory play. It says do not eat because these are ones we play with. But you could put these out, and they could put the candy hearts in with the dough. And you guys, this smells delicious. So you're also awakening their sense of smell as they play with the Play-Doh. That's a different smell. And if you don't want to use the icing Play-Doh, just add like a vanilla extract or an essential oil to the Play-Doh, and then it will smell so good. And then they have little cookies with little conversation hearts in them. And look, you guys, it pops right out, no worries. And then you have little conversation hearts they can have for their cookies. So many fun ideas. And look at this. Oh my gosh, you guys. So fun. Okay, so that's some things you can do with the pink Play-Doh. You can add the sprinkles and all the things. Now, let's say you don't have these stamps, or you don't have any like little stamps. No worries, I have another idea for you. So you can take your letter beads, or you can do magnet letters. And once the Play-Doh dries, it should pop right out of the back or whatever. But I use these like letter beads. You guys, these are, you know I love these things. I use these all the time for sensory play and Play-Doh and all of the fine motor things. I don't really hardly ever use them for lacing. They're learning resources letter beads. They come in uppercase and they also come in lowercase. But just grab like the Valentine colors, because I don't have like special letters for every theme. So just grab the colors you need for that theme. So I don't want to get my chocolate Play-Doh gross. So let's grab our chocolate Play-Doh. I'm just going to smash it, and you can roll it with your rolling pin. And then maybe you can make your heart. Oh my gosh, you guys, I want some cookies. It smells so good. And then they can use the letter beads, and they can put the letter beads in the cookie. Now, if you have 3-year-olds, they're just gonna push the letter beads in, and you can just talk about, oh, what letter did you find? Oh, I have a K and a W. What sound does that letter make? Oh, K is for Katie, like our friend in our class. So you can just talk about the letters. If you have older kiddos, again, start with uppercase, then you can put out the lowercase. If that's fun, you can put out uppercase and lowercase and have matches. So have like a uppercase K and a lowercase K, so they have to find the matches and make letter matching cookies for Valentine's Day. You can have them spell names with the letter beads in their cookie. They can make name cookies. They could make sight word cookies. There's so many things you could do, and to use these for word work or work with names. You could also, if you wanted, use little mini cookie cutters. These I got from Michael's. Again, use your coupon, as always, right? So you got like, let's see, this one's so fun. I love the little all the heart cookie cutters, because they are different sizes. So also when you have cookie cutters, even if it's just hearts that are different sizes, you can say, pass me the big cookie cutter, pass me the medium one, pass me the bumpy one, pass me the smooth one. So you guys are sneaking in some math vocabulary there. So we got our little cookie, and they can use the letter cookie cutters. Looks like that one just did a stamp, and that's okay. Didn't come out all the way, no worries. And they can just push letters in that way. Oh, look, that one stuck. Then they get the letter out. So many things, so many ways you can add literacy to a Play-Doh tray. And again, if you don't have letter cookie cutters, no worries. Use letter beads. If you don't have letter beads, no worries. Find a letter manipulative that you can easily clean and put that in your Play-Doh tray. So Now, I have another idea that you guys are going to love. So, we have our, I'm gonna move these. We have our chocolate Play-Doh. So fun. So, you could even put out this same Play-Doh tray. You could put out the pink, and you could have chocolate out. I typically, what I do, like I know everybody sees these gorgeous Play-Doh trays. I literally just put this in a baggie, and I just have it in the baggie on here, and that's like in my classroom. So that way, that's how I would store it. So I would store it just in a baggie, and I tend to use the zipper bags with my Play-Doh. That way the kids can zip it closed, and because these are too hard for kids. So use the zipper Ziploc, and then just put the zipper Ziploc on the Play-Doh tray, and that way they can play it and they're ready to go. But these little heart trays, or I bought some of these today, and you know, I just had to eat the chocolate, so you can grab little ones, big ones. You could have one with shapes. This is the lid to this one, so that you could put out this one too, so that way this one's a little bit more open-ended than this one. But this one, guess what? You're gonna be working on some shapes, so they can take some Play-Doh, roll it into a ball, and then they can smash it in, and then they can put the letter beads on it and say, okay, where is the square? Can you put some Play-Doh in the square on your board? And they're gonna find the square, and then they can push it in and smash it, and then they can decorate it. And they can put some letter beads on it, or they can pretend these are sprinkles, or they can use the big heart, and then they can find the rectangle. Now, you can have this out with your, like in your Play-Doh center, and even if you are not there talking about the shapes, they are still noticing them. They are noticing that they're different. Their friends might be talking about it. They can put the Play-Doh in it, the heart in it the pointed way or flat, totally up to them. But they are going to start noticing those shapes. Maybe they want to fill in all of the circle shapes. Maybe they want to use the pink Play-Doh. Now, do I worry that the Play-Doh is going to get all mixed up eventually? Nope. Because this Play-Doh, since it has icing, it'll probably only last about a week. And they can use the circles, because you know some kids like different, they like kind of things in order. We all have those kiddos who like things in order. That's okay. And so they're probably going to put all of the circle shapes in one Play-Doh. Some kids are going to do the whole thing in chocolate. Some kids are going to do the whole thing in the pink. Some kids are going to do a little bit of each, and that's okay. They can also, some kids, especially if you have little guys, they're just going to want to fill this up, fill the whole thing up with all the Play-Doh. And you know what? That's okay. That's just great fine motor. And you know what? It's open-ended. They can do what they want, but they have to think of something, and they have to problem solve what they want to do, how they want to do it. They have to make a plan. Okay, I want to fill this up with Play-Doh. And it can be super simple, even if they're 3, but they're still having to think about, what do I want to do? How do I want to do it? They may say, okay, I filled it up. Now what do I want to do? I want to decorate it. I'm going to put some sprinkles on it, which again are just my heart beads. And look, they can push them in. They may want to hide them all the way in, so that way they're in the middle of the dough. That's okay too, whatever they want to do. So much fun. And yes, they have to clean it up at the end, no worries. Will you probably find heart beads in the middle of your Play-Doh? Yep, that's okay. And then they can put some big hearts in and little hearts in. And again, you can also, if you don't have these hearts, you can use mini erasers to clean the mini erasers after you're done with your Play-Doh tray. Just kind of wash them off with like some soapy water and leave them out there to dry. So fun. And you guys, again, it smells so good. So good. Now, another thing you could do is if you have poppets that are hearts, they kind of look like a box of chocolates, right? I'm just going to move those to the side. So they can, now are they a lot smaller? They are. It's okay. They're just going to smash it right in there. And they're going to have to take off itty bitty pieces and smash it in. Are they going to take off a big piece and try and smash it in? Yep, they sure will. The guys who don't have a strong fine motor are going to take bigger pieces and just smash it in and cover it up. Both ways builds fine motor muscles. Both ways are fun. Both ways, no matter which way kids are filling it in, they're gonna have a blast. They're gonna be building fine motor muscles. They're gonna be problem solving. They probably will be talking with their friends and watching what their friends are doing. Their friends are gonna be watching what they're doing. But look at this, you guys, using these little beads, so much fun. Because these big beads, they're gonna notice, oh, these are too big, these are not gonna fit. So they may not use those for this part. But can you have them in the tray? You totally can. You don't have to make a new tray just because you put out a new, you don't have to make a new Play-Doh tray just because you put out a new container, I guess is a good word to say it. So that's another fun thing you could do. And then look what happens. If you want to get it out, look. It's kind of sticky, so look, you have to pop it out. Obviously, you would want them to have a tray under here, so that way it all comes out. And it does stick a little bit. The Play-Doh will stick a little bit. Some soapy water will get all the Play-Doh right off, and you will be all good to go. And then they're gonna have to clean it up. So they're gonna have to take the beads, and they're gonna have to put them out, or take them out. And then they can smash their little pieces back into their big piece. They can use their fingers and get all of the Play-Doh out. And then they have to get all the little beads out. Now, if they make this big, huge thing, is it gonna be a lot to clean up? It could be overwhelming for them. So just say, oh, do you want me to help you start cleaning this up? Maybe you break it in half and I'll do this half and you do this half, or maybe you can call over a friend and they can help you, because this is pretty fun to clean up, I will say. Like, just because they're still doing what? They're still playing with Play-Doh. Oh, and look, I found one. So fun. So, yes. So you can do all of those things with the Play-Doh. So, I hope I gave you a ton of ideas. But again, it is 1 part icing. So 1 cup of icing and 2 cups of powdered sugar. So for every 1 cup to 2 cups of powdered sugar. And if it's too dry, this I would probably go back and I would add a little bit more icing, because it's kind of falling apart just a little bit. I would add a little bit more icing. So no worries, just add some more icing. And then if it's sticky and it's like all over your fingers and you can't knead it, put in more powdered sugar. So it's super easy. Again, it's not crazy hard to make. It's so much fun. And oh my gosh, look at this, so fun. Oh my gosh, it's like a cloud dough and it smells delicious. But before I let you guys go, I wanted to try something. So we all know like the magic Play-Doh you do at the beginning of the year. But I wanted to try something else. So I have my white Play-Doh. So here's what I wanted to try. And I got a baggie out in case I make a mess, because I don't want to end up with colored fingers. So you know how at the beginning of the year, everybody makes magic Play-Doh? So magic Play-Doh, if you don't know what it is, you basically give them you make a batch of Play-Doh that has no color added to it, and you put a color in the middle. So I want to see if I can make blue. So this is just some food coloring. I think this is dollar store food coloring. I'm just going to put a little bit in the middle. I've never made magic Play-Doh before. So, and then what you do is you make it a little ball. You probably give them a smaller ball. I think a lot of the teachers that usually do this too. That's my guess. And everybody gets a ball of magic Play-Doh and you put it in a baggie. I'm going to put it in a baggie because I don't want my fingers turned blue. So what you can have everybody do is give everybody a ball of Play-Doh, of the cloud dough. And then look what happens. It's going to turn a new color. Oh my gosh. Could you do this without the baggie? You probably could. I didn't want blue fingers for tomorrow. When you walk around with blue fingers out and, you know, when you're not teaching, people look at you kind of funny, don't they? So I'm just gonna mix this up. Now, if you wanted to make a big batch of blue Play-Doh, or a blue icing dough, just when you put in the powdered sugar, just put in the blue food coloring then, or you could use liquid watercolor probably. Or no, actually don't use liquid watercolor. That's probably a bad idea. gonna, here, I'm gonna just try and scrape it off. Well, there we go. Fingers are a little blue, it's okay. So, just an FYI, what I noticed is it's a little sticky. So if you do this with your kiddos, I would probably make it a dry batch. So make it like add extra powdered sugar in so it's kind of dry. That way when they add the food coloring and they mix it in, that'll be a little bit of moisture. And then it'll be like just right. But wouldn't this be fun? So this was my idea. So if you wanted to, like let's say they love the cloud dough. What if you made a color for each? So that way you could make actual conversation hearts. Like you could have a light yellow and a light orange and a light blue or a light green for something fun and different. So that was my idea behind this. So that way you could kind of make I wonder what happens. I wonder if it would make a little bit lighter. Oh, and it does come off on your hands, just so you know. I just wanted to try it out, but oh my gosh, you guys, look how much fun that is. And I ended up with blue hands anyway, so that's okay. So it's so fun. But again, I would just make it a little bit dry. And then, let's see. So if you just roll it in some powdered sugar, and then it's not dry yet, or it's not like super sticky anymore. But wouldn't this be so much fun to do with your kids? Like make all the different colors of Play-Doh and have the cloud dough, and then you get that same gorgeous texture. Now this would be also really fun if you're doing like an ice cream theme. This dough would be so much fun. This icing dough would be a ton of fun for an ice cream theme. So I hope you guys enjoyed my fun idea of the cloud dough, or I guess it's icing dough rather. So I'm just going to kind of recap all the ideas. So you can make a cloud dough Play-Doh tray with all of your favorite fun things, with some cookie cutters and hearts and beads, which if you don't have heart beads too, you can use pony beads for sprinkles, just some cupcake liners, and if you don't have the silicone ones, put out the paper ones. Grab either some empty chocolate containers or grab some poppets and put those in there. And then to make it, you need 1 cup of icing, 2 cups of powdered sugar. And if it's sticky, more powdered sugar. If it's dry, add a little bit more icing. And then to sneak in some literacy, you can always add letter beads, which I'll put the link at the bottom of these, or letter cookie cutters. These are from Michael's. And you can always use smaller little boxes of chocolates. So I hope you guys enjoyed this fun idea you can do for Valentine's Day. And again, make sure you go to my TBT store, don't mind my blue hands, and grab the big Valentine math mat, fine motor mat freebie, because it's got geo boards, Play-Doh mats, cube cards, and pattern block mats, all for a Valentine's Day theme. And then on my blog, there is a candy heart graph freebie and a candy heart pattern game for free, and a letter matching heart game for free with a letter writing printable. So tons and tons of freebies for you guys for Valentine's Day. I hope you guys loved all of the ideas. It was so fun to make. I hope you guys just have a great day, and I will talk to you guys soon.